everyone, my name is Evan Tauscher, and today I'm going to be guiding you through some of the basics to finger picking on the nylon string classical guitar, and overall just how to set up the right hand. So say you just picked up your new Cordoba guitar, or you have a nylon string guitar lying around somewhere and you wanted to get started, but just with some solid fundamentals and just start learning about what fingers go where on the strings and some basic patterns, some do's and don'ts. That's what we're going to get started with today. We're going to try to avoid some of those bad habits and get to playing some guitar. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so how do we set up the right hand fingers on the guitar strings? I'm going to show you this basic setup to help you play the arpeggios we're going to be working on today. So first we're going to set our thumb on the 5th string, that's an A. Our index finger on the 3rd string, that's a G. Our middle finger on the 2nd string, that's a B. And our ring finger on the 1st string, that's an E. If you play those together, it sounds like this. Not too appealing. But if we add in a C here with our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then with our 1st finger, we play another C on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and then we play that 5th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string, we have a really nice sounding C major chord. That's just going to serve as our basis for some of the arpeggios and the patterns we're going to be talking about today. So as a quick aside, you might notice I have nails on my right hand fingers. Now that's something you're going to notice that's really quite common amongst people who play either fingerstyle guitar or classical guitar, because in general they help you get a little bit of a louder and clearer sound on the nylon string guitar. Now this is something that's not absolutely necessary, especially if you're just starting out. But it does make a difference in sound, and it gives you just a few more options. Here's that same C major chord with nails. And now without nails. But when I do use the nail, you can see I can push the string downwards into the sound hole of the guitar easier, and it releases from something that's a little bit more like a pick or a plectrum so that it has a brighter, louder, clearer sound. And that helps voicings and arpeggios and chords come out a little bit more easily and helps you create some more volume. That being said, it's not absolutely necessary when you start, but it's something you might want to experiment with. Another thing you're going to notice is that I'm not resting my pinky on the soundboard of the guitar or any other fingers. And we know that is common in some other styles of guitar playing, but with classical guitar and nylon string guitar, you want to give as much dexterity to your other fingers as possible. And when your pinky's resting here, you can try it yourself. It's really hard to move this ring finger freely. So we want to just relax it, let it move freely with the other fingers. Don't get it locked up in the opposite direction either. Just let it relax. So just know, playing with nails simply just gives you more options with your sound. It's not better or worse, but it's something that you can experiment with and decide for yourself. So we're going to start with just our thumb on the 5th string and our index on that 3rd string. And in the left hand, we're just going to be playing this C on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. We're going to alternate back and forth between thumb and index. Now right away, what you'll notice is that my fingers are not staying back. My index finger is not tucking into my palm and staying there. Simply, when it's done plucking the string, it relaxes back into position. Another thing you'll notice is I'm not rocking my hand back and forth like this. See, if we rock our hand back and forth like this, it becomes very unpredictable where the string is under our hand. So we want to keep our hand in a pretty fixed position for this, and also feel a distribution of balance between our thumb and our index finger here. We want to stay somewhere right in between and be over the strings with our knuckles. Now, the most important principle as far as sound production goes on the nylon string or classical guitar is the direction that the string travels. Now, what you're going to hear all too often is this kind of sound, which is plucking the string either up or sideways. Now, the reason why you'll see this a lot is because it's really easy to pluck the string and pull it upwards, right? Sort of instinctively what maybe we all did the first time we touched the guitar. But what that does is it doesn't activate the top of the guitar like pressing down towards the sound hole does. Listen to this difference. Here's up or sideways, and here's down into the sound hole. a much warmer, fuller, sustained sound. Another added benefit that doesn't have to do with sound production, but does result from that correct movement, is your hand doesn't fly away from the guitar. When you pluck upwards, your hand gets really far away from the strings, which obviously means it takes longer to return to them. But if you press down into the guitar, your hand kind of naturally bounces back up above the strings in the position where you are going to play next. All right, let's go ahead and add our middle finger into the mix here. So instead of just going thumb to index, we're going to add in our middle finger, which is also going to add in our first finger here on the first fret of the second string, so that we have C, G, C. And right after I play this C on the second string, my thumb is going to prepare down here on the fifth string of the guitar. Now here you can see my thumb resting on that fifth string right after my middle finger plucks, right? And just because my thumb is resting on the string doesn't mean it needs to play right away. It's simply preparing. And you can see that concept being applied to every single finger I pluck here. So after my thumb plays, my index prepares. And after my index finger plays, my middle finger prepares on the string, right? And then back to thumb. And now, once we add in our ring finger, we've already got that concept down, right? After each finger plays, the next one prepares, and nothing changes with this ring finger on the open E string. Now, it's really important to practice these slow. And as exciting as it is to get started playing the guitar, you don't want to establish bad habits by going too fast too soon. That is why we develop tension and bad habits. Just keep it slow and speed will come with time. Okay, so you've got your right hand set up and you've got a basic pattern going, but there's only so much of this that you can do before you get really tired of that same pattern. Let's go ahead and check out a few of the other really common patterns you'll notice everywhere in music that you're playing, no matter the style. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to take our thumb and play on that fifth string, and then our index, middle, and ring are going to play on these top three strings, the G, B, and E. It's going to go like this. And then you can also move your thumb to the fourth string and make sure you're pressing this second fret E on the fourth string. So it goes like this. And your thumb alternates back and forth between that C and the E, or the fifth string and the fourth string. Another really common pattern you're going to see is when you ascend and then descend. So basically going thumb, index, middle, ring, index, middle, thumb. So it sounds like the 6/8 pattern. And you can also alternate that with the E on the fourth string. Another neat thing you can do from this basic position is create a moving bass line. So we're going to stick with this G, C, E on these top three strings, and we're going to start with the C on the fifth string, but then we're going to play an open D on the fourth string, and then set our second finger down on the second fret of the fourth string, and pluck the fourth string to get that E, and then F with our ring finger in the left hand, going back down to the C. So it's... Another super common pattern you're going to see is thumb, middle, index, ring. Thumb, middle, index, ring. And again, that pattern can alternate between the C and the E on the fourth string with the thumb. Or you can leave it alone and just keep it on the C. Okay, I hope you enjoyed getting started with some of these basic finger picking patterns and getting your right hand set up on the classical guitar. It's a long journey, but it's really worth it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.